Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 41 of Direwolf20's OmniFactory series, where today I'm getting ready to play with a new fluid. Kind of a fluid. Probably more of a gas. Deuterium buckets. Good times. Now I'm preparing my cell workbench so that I can program the ME fluid cell like I've been doing for all my fluid cells, right? Now we should be able to store this deuterium right about here. Cool. Nice. One bucket of deuterium. Beautiful. And that went into this dude? It did. Nice. Alright, so I need to put I need to put Moondust into the Advanced Centrifuge. And each piece of Moondust is going to get me about 100 millibuckets of that deuterium, which will then get sucked right into the system and available for us to craft with. Meanwhile, you've got a little bit more Moondust for me, which is super appreciated. This guy's pulverizing up a little bit more rutile so that we'll be able to make all our stuff. Let me talk to you guys about what I did between episodes, because I did do a few things to make life a little bit easier on us. I noticed that biodiesel is actually getting used up pretty good, particularly when we're processing rutile, right? Because rutile production is a lot of energy, right? A lot of power goes into making rutile, right? And I just recently put some in there, right? So you can see the rutile dust is cooking. We've got more sitting around waiting to be processed. So this uses a lot of energy, and so does this when it's burning, right? So basically, I did two things to help with my batteries here needing basically a little bit more biodiesel. We're doing pretty good now. I added another magmatic dynamo, which is always nice, but looks like we're getting low on lava, which is not helping our situation at all. It's been a while since I've shifted my ender pump down there in the nether, so maybe we should take a visit over and see how that's going. Number two, though, I also added to the breweries, I added 2 more advanced breweries, because our bottleneck on this has always been the production of the biomass, right? Biomass, biogas, whatever it is, biomass, right? That's always been our bottleneck. Even with 3 breweries, our distillery doesn't get enough biomass to run all the time, right? So like, see, it needs 1,000 millibuckets or a bucket. It gets to about 300, right? So long story short, you probably need around 10 of these dudes to keep up. But aside from that, but that still tripled our production. FYI, when I did make this change, though, it started using sugarcane faster than I was producing it, so I just added a couple more snads over here. So now we've got 3 little auto breakers item ducting into our basic drawers, and we have plenty of that stuff. Maybe we should go check in real quick on our nether pump and see if it might be a good time to relocate that bad boy, because it's actually been a really long time since I've relocated the thing, and it's probably not a bad idea. So let's see where we're at down here. Boop, boop, boop. You can see all the mining that we've done of our lava. Hey, that's pretty cool. That's neat. Not terrible. So what are you doing right now? You're scanning for lava, basically. I think he can still collect lava in some semblance of a way, but we have to wait for him to like get all the way around. He's probably going through this area right now, would be my guess, or maybe over here somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where his mining would be, and I could look with F3, but I don't care that much. But long story short, we just need to wait for him to get a little bit more, or relocate him, which I might do off camera real quick at some point, or maybe not real quick. Let me take care of that off camera. I'll be right back. Alright, that should get things going again. I just kind of popped it down in a relatively good spot. I mean, there's better spots for sure. If I stuck in the middle of that lava field, it'd be better, but for now, it should be cool. So let's boogie home and see what's up next. Alright, so now we are home and we're ready to have some good times. So one thing I was looking at making is our next bit of quest project, which is the small Microverse Projector. So that guy ultimately what we need is modularium, which needs deuterium, which is why we started the episode programming deuterium and getting it ready. So to make this, we need a steel ingot and an energetic blend and 50 millibuckets of deuterium, which isn't a huge amount. Now, I don't know if we're going to need a large amount of this stuff later down the line, but we can eventually make a lunar mining station, which is a modular blueprint, which looks really cool, by the way. That is awesome. But the main thing we can do to get deuterium for now is either centrifuge hydrogen and get a very small amount of it, or centrifuge moondust to get a decent amount of it. clearly we're doing the Moondust route, right? Now, I've kind of done this manually for now. In the future, I might wind up grabbing just a ton of Moondust and setting up some kind of auto processing line. But for now, I want to get the basics down, right? So what I'm going to do is set up the following, right? To make Modularium, we're going to program this dude to basically be this. And then we're going to want an export bus for fluids that's going to chill over here somewhere. Now, right now, are you auto-crafting anything, buddy? You're auto-crafting Canthal ingots. So it shouldn't hurt if I export bus some stuff here, right? That shouldn't be a problem. Right, so right here would be your fluid input hatch, right? So what I'm going to do is get that export bus of fluids, which should be done right about now. Yep, there he is. Cool. What are you set up to, Jit? Yeah, that's cool. And then our cable. Boop, boop. Right? And then we just need a bucket of deuterium, which would be one of those dudes, to do the exporting. Right? So you basically keep deuterium in stock at all times. Cool? Works for me. Right. And then this pattern can go in here so that if I want the Modularium, right? I made it steel dust, didn't I? Derp. I meant to make it a steel ingot. Because we know how to make those. Derpy, dirpy, and derpy. So we have a steel ingot and energium dust. So now can you make me some Modularium? That would be spiffy. Sweet. So you're going to go in there. You cook pretty quickly, which is nice. Always good to see some fast crafting going on. And yeah, that works for me, right? We're doing okay on deuterium. I don't know exactly how much we're going to have at the end of the day. Looks like we have some right now. Could always do with more, but we'll figure it out. So for now, let's program also a couple of the recipes in here. Do I want to program all these? I don't know if I do right now. And do I have moonstones? I thought I had moonstone. Are you makeable easily? Yeah, it's just diamond and some lunar reactive dust. How do we make you? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, we could do that. That's just lapis and a resonator, right? We should have a little bit more lapis because I just made a bit more of that stuff. Cool. All right. So again, this is the this is going to be the Microverse Projector. Look at all these cool structures you can make with this thing. Naquita reactor, huh? Lunar mining station, medium Microverse Projector, small Microverse Projector. I'm 100% down and checking out what a Microverse Projector is because it sounds cool. So what we're going to definitely need is a bunch more Modularium, right? We're going to totally need more of that stuff. I haven't actually mapped out what I need here, but, you know, probably let's go with, like, you know, 60 of them for now, and we'll see where that gets us. Cool? So let me come back when that's done crafting, and I'm probably just going to craft most of this stuff off camera real quick. If anything jumps out at me as like, hey, this is trickier than I thought it might be, ender pearl plate, aluminum plate, black steel plate, I think we shouldn't have too much of a problem with most of this. So I'm just going to do a lot of this crafting off camera, because a lot of it's just here's some Modularium and some other machines and whatnot. So back in a few. Alright guys, we're making progress. Just wanted to give you a little status update here. Got my Modularium HV energy input here. That's cool. I have no idea what this thing's going to do in terms of power draw, right? I could probably do with a little bit of better power situation right now, because we're doing okay. I did actually wind up moving my ender fluid tank again, because the pump location I picked just wasn't ideal. But we're doing okay right now. We're doing okay would be like the limit of the word that I would use. Like, we're doing okay. We're not doing great. Not by any stretch. I am also doing lots of processing of stuff, though, so that doesn't help. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Normal fluid input hatch. Was that one of the things that I was supposed to have? Normal fluid input hatch? Yeah, I guess you accidentally got dropped in there. Cool. All right, so we've got a lot of what we need. I need a machine vent, which needs this. Steel rotor, steel frame, and electric motor MV. MV electric motor. Steel frame, steel rotor. I don't know if we have any steel frames, but I'm sure I could come up with one. There you are. Just a wrench, 5 rods, and 3 steel plates. All right, cool. That should be easy peasy. Pretty standard recipe there. Cool. So now I should be able to do this. Hooray! And then this. Nice. All right, cool. So that knocks that off the list of to-dos. Okay, so at this point we just need a few more machine casings and we're good. So how's my modularium looking? We're getting there. That actually might be super close to what we need. We'll see. I didn't actually math out how much I needed. By the way, this recipe seems to not work. Unless you need, like, better than a wrought iron wrench for this for some reason. But this recipe doesn't seem to work, so this is the only way I could do it. But that's cool. Are you still making more modularium, or are you pretty much done? You are pretty much done. So that's at 12, and we needed 15, right? So yeah, let's get 3 more, which would be a dozen of these. And then we should be good. In the meantime, I'm going to babysit my power a little bit, because you are doing a lot of work, buddy. And I have to think about what I should do about our power situation. Because one thing I never really looked at was using oil for power, right? And that wouldn't be a bad backup, right? Because what we could do, right, is make sure that the oil processing and the biodiesel processing are both going at the same time. That just gives us more power, and that would be cool, right? So we should probably look into doing something like that. So just out of curiosity, right, because we never went down this line. Yeah. So sulfuric naphtha can be turned into naphtha by adding hydrogen, a chemical reaction, which can be burned for power, distilled down into further components used to make epoxid. Cool. So if we wanted to look at the diesel generators, right, just to be clear, right, there's a lot of things you can do. Naphtha, oil, sulfuric light fuel, right? So I think some of these things, I'm just going to note the ones that I think I have. Methanol, rocket fuel. How much does rocket fuel do? Not bad. Total 220. So 256 on that guy, 160 on that, but that's 4 millibuckets, that's 1 millibucket. So like the math is definitely naphtha is nice, right? Methanol is pretty good too. Rocket fuel, ethanol, biodiesel's nice, right? Light fuel, but that's 32 millibuckets, so we want to keep that in mind, right? So naphtha, sulfuric light fuel, diesel, and cetane boosted diesel, which is apparently really good, but I don't think we can quite make that yet. Tetranitromethane. So naphtha comes from what? Hydrogen and sulfuric naphtha. And well, we'll get a lot of naphtha out of that, right? It's only 2 buckets of hydrogen for 12 sulfuric naphtha. And that's the one we have, right? Is sulfuric naphtha? Yes. Cool. Sulfuric light fuel, we actually have some of straight up, right? So that's just distilled oil, right? And that can be used to make light fuel. So sulfuric light fuel in a diesel generator is 160 EU for 4 millibuckets, so 40 EU per millibucket. And light fuel is a lot more, right? So we probably want to not use sulfuric light fuel, but if we're going to do anything, we should be using light fuel. And again, that's just some hydrogen combining equals make the thing. So that's kind of cool, right? And diesel is what? That's heavy fuel and light fuel makes diesel, 5 to 1. And that does what in a diesel generator? It doesn't seem that good. 480 EU per tick? I'm sure it's probably, like, since you have to make it, I'm sure it's probably better if you do the math on it. What did light fuel? 9760 divided by 32. That's 305, right? Whereas, so that's 305 EU per millibucket, where diesel is 480 EU per millibucket. So diesel's probably your best chance if we wanted to really do some cool stuff. I don't know. We'll see. I might want to set that up, but right now I'm playing with my modular machines. So we will absolutely be taking a look at that in probably a relatively future episode. Because like I said, we are 100% needing of more power at this moment. And our biodiesel, while working fine, just ain't keeping up with our power needs at the moment. So if we were to process a bunch of oil, that would probably be cool. What I'm thinking we would want to do, we'd have to figure out how we want to manage it, but we would probably what we'd wind up doing, to be honest with you, is having a chemical reactor per fluid here. And so basically 3 chemical reactors, each one combining hydrogen, or we could just go for diesel, right? So 2 chemical reactors, right? So diesel needs heavy fuel, which is what? Chemical reactor and sulfuric heavy fuel, which we also have, right? And heavy fuel, I'm assuming, is also not as good. I can't even use that in a... Okay, cool. Fair enough. Fair enough. I understand. So yeah, I'll want to sit down and decide how I want to map that out. Either we would want to focus on naphtha, or we could focus on light and heavy fuel. We could do both. You know, we could do the diesel thing. There's a lot of routes we could take, right? But hey, quest complete. Small Microverse Projector. I like the sound of that. I do. I really do. Right? So let's do a thing. So what we're going to want now that we have a Microverse Projector is to hook this bad boy up. Now, I have no idea how much power he's going to take or what kind of power he's going to take, for that matter. But let's see if the quest book has any information for us. I did make elite components because I was, you know, crafting my way through things. Cool. So claim our pennies there, and now our next quest, first foray into the Microverse. The Tier 1 microminers are useful for returning large amounts of basic materials to you, but it's nothing you can't mine yourself. However, the quantum flux returned by the microminer is invaluable and cannot be obtained anywhere except via mining a Microverse. So I need to make a steel-plated microminer. And now my question is that going to be used up? I don't know. But look at all of them. There's lots of them. So steel-plated microminer. That would be this guy. Harvest titanium and other light metals from asteroids in the Microverse. Neat. Oh boy, that's a lot of steps. If these get used up, we're gonna absolutely want to. Well, that's not so bad, right? Boop. If these get used up, clearly we're gonna want it. Wow, that's a lot of steps. Conductive iron wire and an ender pearl. It's good to know that you are already auto-crafting, because I may be making large amounts of these. I don't know. I don't know if this is like this is going to be used up or how that's going to work. 2 LV sensors, steel heavy plating. I know how to make MV sensors, but we don't have LV sensors in here. Maybe I should teach them real quick. I don't feel like that's a bad idea, right? That's probably a smart idea. Now, we want to make sure that our proper circuit is used. And ideally, you know how to make a brass rod, right? Nope. And do you know how to make brass? I'm assuming that's some kind of alloy smeltering. Copper and zinc. So you, and then the lathe gets this dude. We're gonna need a new one of those soon. And then this guy goes down here. Cool. Yay, 2 sensors. Nice. So you're crafting up what you need to make. And then that's gonna be really close, but we need conductive iron thrusters and a basic diesel generator. Yeah, I really hope that this item doesn't get used up every time it mines. I hope it's just like a one-time place in there, and it's gonna... I'm assuming this is some kind of auto miner, right? It's gonna be like a void dimension miner or something like that. Would be my assumption, right? And I think that's probably a safe bet. It's just a question of how much power is it gonna need. So I need 2 of these conductive iron thrusters, right? So that's gonna be some more conductive iron plates times 8 and conductive iron energy conduit. Didn't I have? I do seem to have some of those. And then we also need a resonating redstone crystal times 2. Those are on autocraft, which is cool. Not too shabby. Just get a quick one of those. Should be really quick to make. Thanks, buddy. Okay, and then the last thing is a diesel generator. 2 LV pistons and motors, and an LV hull. Pistons... You need iron rods? Really? You don't know how to make those? I think it's about time we had another interface to our lathe then, huh? Conduiting. To the lathe we go. That would be this guy? I don't actually need conduiting. Hooray. Iron rod. There you go. Okay. So LV piston times 2. You need a magnetic iron rod too. Magnetic iron rod. I love being able to search this thing. Of course, it didn't work out too well there, did it? There you are. Advanced polarizer. Cool. So now I need 2 of you. And an LV motor times 2. Right? And then I just need an LV machine hull and 2 steel gears. Which we don't know how to make, of course, because why would we? Luckily, I do have an extruder for gears. Cool. Okay. And then the LV machine hull, right? So let's let all that craft and come right back. Might have one already. Nope, there it is. Hooray! Diesel generator. Nice. So I totally need one of these dudes. Hopefully they don't get used up every time that processing happens, right? But we get 100 coins for that, which is super cool. All right. So with that taken care of, that's pretty much all of early game. I never did actually additions. Sure, we can claim that quest reward is complete. All right, look at that. Never did the meteorite hunter because I found my own meteorites, right? Where did you come from? I forget. I think you were in here. I was messing around with this thing at one point. So that's cool. So that's pretty much early game complete. That looks pretty good, dudes. I never did make a couple rocket things, right? I never did the Iron Man quest. It's all good. So where should we set up a microverse? Sounds like a good time, right? I think the first thing we should do is find out what kind of energy it's going to wind up needing, right? I think that's probably a smart idea. I think that would be super cool to do. And we might wind up cleaning this room up just a little bit better than it has been thus far, but, you know, for now, it's all good. I think that's pretty cool, right? To be fair, this is a basement. Well, this part of the basement I absolutely was not trying to make super nice, but I probably easily could, right? Because I have a building gadget on me, don't I? Boom. Let's put you on vertical wall. Oh, yeah, let's put you on surface mode. Seems like a good way to go, right? Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, surface mode. Love surface mode. And I'm not even bragging because I didn't code that one. Yeah, you can do that. All right, so let's build this thing and see what's involved in it, right? So if we want the Microverse Projector, that's something I'm going to find in JEI. Machine blueprint, small Microverse Projector. Okay, cool. So do I have to make that? I think I might have to make... Don't I have to craft that or no? Oh. Cool. Oh, nice. Yes, that's what I want. Right there. Do that. Okay. So... Interesting. Because it looks like the bottom layer should have the control thingy on it, but I don't recognize that anywhere on here. Right? Or am I crazy? Yeah, I guess we just stick it in the... Let's stick it like a little bit outside the corner there. So you're not being super clear on what goes where there, are you? So this looks like the energy thing, right? So that's probably pretty easy to be confirmed about, right? If I place the wrong thing here, are you going to yell at me? You are. Good. That is good to know. You definitely look like something with some white lines on you. Well, I have no idea. Would you be this? Nope. Would you be that? Nope. Didn't it look like in the preview that went on the bottom row? Oh, those appear to be some kind of imports. Okay, cool. That thing goes in the top center. All right, so let's do... Are you happy with normal item input being there? You are. Nice. Normal fluid input hatch? I don't think you like that one. That you're happy with. Okay, cool. We're making progress. Nope. Not the correct thing to put there. Don't we want this guy to be there? That's where he seemed like he should go, right? But that doesn't seem to be what it's asking for. Big item output? Sure. Hey, there's the controller. Okay. That's cool. That's not exactly the way I wanted it facing, but it'll do for now. Let's get this thing made and figure out what goes on next. Right? I don't know what that means in the middle there. Hey. What do you think goes in the middle there? Maybe the quantum compressor? Yes, that must be it. It looks happy. Do I feel like we're missing a modular thing? I do. Put them together for me real quick, would you, buddy? Hey! Neat! Structure found, small microverse projector, missing fluid input. So I guess he doesn't need... Okay, so that's normal item input. This is your fluid input hatch. Okay. Awesome. So... Alright. I guess the item input goes here? I don't know. So you need rocket fuel. Ah. Aha. Aha. Or you need rocket fuel, or you need rocket fuel. Stellar creation data. Ultra dense hydrogen. Okay. Interesting. Gemstone sensor. Exquisite diamonds, apatite ore, and phosphor ore. Neat. Hey, cool. Moonstone dust makes quantum flux. Alright. Sounds cool. So I need 8 buckets of rocket fuel, right? So let's go get some of that stuff. Because I don't know if I have any of that. If I did, it would probably be around here somewhere. How much are you in? We got 16 buckets. That'll do. Normal fluid input hatch, 16 buckets. Okay, cool. Status, not enough energy. I agree. So do you get... What do you get? Forge energy? Okay, I can manage that. Let's get our... Let's do the P2P thing. Right? And what I'll do for now is just run this conduiting. Oh, I got some on me. Oh, that's right. You need to be the other kind of cable. Wireless out of range? I don't think so, buddy. I'm just trying to conserve my end steel stuff here for the moment. Cool. How much forge energy are you using per tick? All right. Missing input item. That makes sense. Okay. So if I want this to work, right, then what I'm going to want to do, if I want to get these things, right, I'm going to need a quantum flux and a chest and my miner, right? So chest and a quantum flux. Okay, and that's either extraterrestrial around a pulsating crystal, which ain't bad, or we could do Moondust around that. So I think we'll probably wind up doing the Moondust thing. Hey, moon stuff. Because Moondust is pretty easy to get, to be fair. Look at all our rutile. Yeah. If I started processing that right now, to be fair, though, it would burn up a lot of energy, so I'm holding off on that. But you should be fine. Okay, cool. How's our lava situation? Boy, am I hurting for lava. Come on, bro. Mine up a little bit more lava, would you? Now, the Moondust, in fairness, is pretty slow to macerate. But not the end of the world slow. Like I said, my main question is, will I get this steel-plated microminer back? Or what? And also, the small Microverse Projector can also take the tier 3. Okay, look at that. That's cool. Miner. And a tier 1 miner. And a tier 2 miner. Interesting. That's cool. So there's basically 3 tiers of miner for this one. And then I guess the medium Microverse Projector, yes, needs a tier 4 or a tier 6. Or a tier 5, right? And that's where we'll get other... Okay, that's cool. I like that. And then large, draconium-plated micro dragon hunter. That's cool. Hunts worms and end dragons from the microverse and returns their parts. That is shenanigans. I like it. Look at this craziness. I am looking forward to seeing the 4 stacks of dragon eggs, please. That is cool. Beans. All right, hold on. I'm going to stop having too much fun with what this might be. Let's go do our quantum flux thing. So my hope is that I get the thing back, right? So U plus a chest in the input hatch. Further Microverse adventures. Cool. Processing. Neat. Okay. Now my suspicion is based on looking at JEI. I'm not going to get that rocket back, but we'll find out. I have no idea how much RF tech you're using. It's actually pretty quick, to be fair. If we popped over to here, it's a lot of RF, but not like killing it RF, right? Big item output. Look at you. Okay, cool. Neat. Hey, we got some more moon turf, so that's cool. And then we do not get that rocket back, which is kind of a bummer. So that's a lot of stuff right now. Let's put this into our... So we got redstone, rutile, dense iron ore. That's kind of cool. Cassiterite, that's tin, right? Yeah, that's tin. Uraninite, that's not bad, actually. I wouldn't mind having more of that stuff. Galena, that's lead, right? Maybe something. Galena dust. Lead and silver, frankly. I think we have a lot of galena, though. Nickel, not terrible. Salt ore, not terrible. Dilithium ore, that's kind of neat. I think we find that on the moon, though, don't we? Moon turf and more galena ore. So I'm not super excited by how much stuff we got from that, because that was a lot of resources. Now, what's the dense iron do? Chemical reactor. So, wow, okay, that's neat. Nitric acid. Might need to look into that at some point. But for now, you're going into the I'll deal with you later chest. You can smelt right up, right? The salt ore can be processed as well. Nickel and uraninite. We'll process all those guys in our smeltery down here. So that looks cool. Okay. So with that taken care of, we even got more moon turf, which is exciting. I'll go ahead and process you. Not that exciting, because it's clearly everywhere. So yeah, not super exciting, this small microverse bit. I'm sure if we set up some kind of production line, that would be cool, right? But yeah, the small microverse projector, not losing my mind over the excitement of that. Exquisite diamonds, what do those do? Oh, they can make diamond lattices, or they can be pulverized into diamond dust, or cutting sawed into flawless diamonds, okay. And that, I presume, can be turned into diamonds. All right, that's not bad. You get a lot of them, too. Can you make those, or is that only the small microverse projector? Okay. And then we can also get apatite and phosphor from doing that. Gemstone sensor? An IV sensor, huh? I don't even know what IV is, but it sounds serious business. Tier 5 circuits. I don't think we've gotten there yet. Tier 4 circuits is probably the best we've done. All right. Cool. So we're not gonna be harvesting that just yet. But let's see what quest I completed here just a minute ago. More Microverse something or others. Hey, there it is. Further Microverse adventures. Neat. All right, so that's cool. Not bad, not bad. I could see myself doing more with that in the future, but the problem is it didn't get me a lot of... There's a lot of things it didn't get me, right? Not terrible, but not also exciting. And it's always going to be that set of ores, I assume, right? It looks like it. So, like, I'm not getting gold from that, for example. Stellar creation data, huh? What's that make? Well, that's interesting. We'll need 4 stacks of those and some awakened draconium to get universe creation data. Cool. Or each one of those gets me a bunch of neutronium nuggets. That's cool. Universe creation data. We need 4 stacks of those to get... Well, yeah, okay. So that, with some awakened draconium and a tier 10 microverse harvester, gets me a heart of the universe, which is used to make the rainbow generator. Okie dokie then. That's cool. Molten creative portable tank. Okie dokie. What's interesting is how much of that... So 1 bucket of molten creative portable tank makes a portable tank, and then you get 2 buckets worth of it though, right? So does that mean like once we get that, we get infinite creative portable tanks? It's a thing. It's also used for the infinity catalyst. That's shenanigans. That is some serious business shenanigans. Look at that per tick forge energy cost. Just 4 million RF a tick, no big deal. Total big number that doesn't have commas in it, so I'm not gonna bother. All right, let's come back in a minute. All right, so let's do this. Let's wrap up the episode here. I'm going to go see what's taking my lava so long to show up. And we'll come back next episode. I might want to start processing more fluids out here, right, with this stuff. That might be a thing we're going to want to do, right? So the distillation tower, was it the bottom that we piped fluids into? I want to say yes. The fluid input hatch was on the bottom. Right? So I know we played with it a little bit and we didn't get too far because we jumped into biodiesel a little bit faster than we did this stuff. But what I think I'll do between episodes, right? Sulfuric naphtha, right? So that is going to be cool. So naphtha and diesel. Am I spelling naphtha? And diesel, I think, are probably going to be the 2 fluids we're going to want to look at making. And luckily, it's mostly just hydrogen, which, hey, guess who has a lot of hydrogen? Guess who has, like, 7,000, almost 8,000 buckets of hydrogen? Your buddy Direwolf. That's who. How's my disk of hydrogen doing? Actually getting close to full. Not quite full, but close to full. And this thing's still running, though he's still in disable overclocking mode, so he's not even running as fast as he could be, which is also kind of neat. All right, Double 20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time. I'm going to go check on my lava. You're actually doing a nice job, though, of filling up biodiesel. See, like, biodiesel does pretty quickly regenerate itself at this point. It's just when we get low. So what would be cool would be to add an export bus of this thing for, like, naphtha, right? So that when biodiesel completely runs out, it switches over to naphtha. And while naphtha is generating power for our base, biodiesel's building back up. And then when naphtha runs out, it'll switch to either diesel or biodiesel or something, right? So one way or another, we have a bunch of options here. Also, I'll probably process more titanium so that next episode we can also start looking at that. So what we'll probably do next episode is look into diesel-based fuels, right? So proper oil. Maybe even look at an oil drilling rig at some point because I'll see what's involved in making that. And yeah, for now, Double 20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.